What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to walk through Node 2 here of the legendary trials for Shadow King. Now, I wanted to make a separate video because this is definitely one of the harder nodes that I went through. It was probably the hardest that I felt anyways in terms of a one-shot, but the team I used was Captain Britain, Hank Pym, Black Panther Shuri, Mr. Fantastic, and Black Bolt. These 5 were the most highly upgraded for myself, and packs-wise, I was able to actually integrate everything except for the HP bonuses. So basically everything that you see on screen here, I was able to get done. So yeah, there's a specific attack order that helped. Hopefully this is helpful. Let's get into it. Difficulty 15. Now, if you don't have Captain Britain, you can definitely get it done with Iron Man, as I've seen already from some of the other content creators. But just keep in mind, I think personally, the protection and support of Captain Britain is good, but he does lack damage in here, and that's something that you may need, and that's where Iron Man could be a better slot in choice. But this is what worked for myself, guys. So you want to start things off by using the special on Lizard at the very beginning. Reason being is because we don't want him using his ultimate capabilities in the beginning here, right? The biggest thing for this node is having control of the Cravens. So the very beginning here, I am activating the special for Hank Pym, so that way we do have the safeguard. And then otherwise, everything else, we should be aiming at the Cravens to make sure that they're not using too many of their abilities on us, especially in the beginning here. There's a stun that lands on Craven. That's one of them. And I hate the way that it's grouped because there's actually another Craven right next to him. But it's hard to select just due to the way that this node was actually kind of set up. So you can see there I'm targeting him as well. And then when you do have Black Bolt, you want to be targeting that cluster there that includes Spire Slayer. So definitely with focus and damage on them. If Spire Slayer gets his abilities off, that's okay. As you can see, even at difficulty 15 with the majority of the packs activated, doesn't do too much because we have the synergy of our Illuminati team. And as well, obviously having those Crucible bonuses, very, very important there. Now just wait for a little bit here. It might take some RNG, but you can see they're close to kind of taking down Britain, but thankfully he holds up here with his abilities. Now we're targeting that first Craven that we did aim for, and you can see now the synergies of our bleeds finally kicking in. And then there should be a chance now to use Hank Pym to use his ultimate to kind of heal up the team. That's really big because you want your Captain Britain to stay strong while you're going through and pressuring those Cravens there. But now that these Cravens are kind of getting under their crowd controlling aspect, you do want to be mindful of some of the other characters that are getting the turn meters, right? So you can see we're doing a bit of work on that left side. Nothing really going on with Abomination, Lizard, and as well as the leader, because you really want to focus on that left side first. All of our abilities basically landing there, and really we're just trying to hunt them down. We're just trying to finish up that left side. You can see by just the adjacent attacks, Spire Slayer was taken care of. And now we are going to be focusing on the farther away Craven because it was just hard to select him. But either way, you want to take both of them down before the next wave comes because of the synergy that they have with the Superior 6. At this point, you know, both the Cravens are very, very close to being finished off, so that's a good position to be in. But the next wave is very dangerous, and thankfully, that's why having the synergies of our abilities here with the bleeds is very impactful. Allows us to do a little bit more damage. And just for reference too, guys, as I shown earlier, just my Captain Britain as well as Hank Pym gear tier 19. Everybody else is gear tier 18, which definitely helps kind of set the tone. If you have these characters all gear tier 19, it's going to be even easier, but this is what worked for myself, and obviously I didn't want to bring all these characters to gear tier 19 as well. So once you see that the bleeds are probably going to take down that last Craven, this is where I would start kind of allocating some damage here across the 3 enemies to the right, because of the fact that once the next wave spawns, they are going to be joining. I think once the 3rd enemy drops, the next wave spawns. So you definitely want to be mindful and kind of allocate damage accordingly. And at the same time too, we're using our basic abilities because we're trying to build up some energy in preparation for the next wave. And that's really how you should be managing this, because you know, once they get some of their abilities off, it's a good chance to kind of isolate them before they benefit some of the other characters that follow this wave here. Lizard's almost taken care of. Are doing a bit of work on Abomination, and again, you know, we're just saving our abilities here in the special and the ultimate. You definitely want to save some of it for the next wave, as you'll see. So we're very, very close here with the damage. And again, like I said, it's very important to allocate the damage accordingly, because this is when the next wave pops, you don't really get a chance to kind of breathe. Hence why you want to slow play this the same way that I'm slow playing it right now. Let the bleeds take them out, if you will, but at the same time, then we're going to have our abilities in a really, really good position here, especially since you know, we'll have the time to kind of build up and heal up a bit as well. So next wave, very important. There's a couple of rhinos. There's a Namor as well as Red Hulk. Hence why you want to really slow play that, so that way you can actually focus in. When Red Hulk does spawn, feel free to use any of your crowd controlling aspects, such as the special I just did right there on Red Hulk, to grab the ability block ×2 on him. So that way it's going to slow him down. He's not going to be able to use his abilities whatsoever. We also need to be mindful of Namor because he has a very devastating ultimate, and that can hurt us, especially with it being able to have turn meter rewind, right? So we're focusing on Red Hulk still, but the bleeds are spreading, which is amazing. You know, one of the strong suits of this team synergy, hence why we're just letting them do their work. But the last and final wave is probably the most dangerous, hence why we need to be very careful too. If you notice, I'm not using any of my ultimates. I'm just using the specials to kind of control right now because we want to be saving the devastating ultimates such as Black Panther Shuri's for the Green Goblin Classic that's going to spawn. You really want to be aiming that strategically because of the fact that you want it to be taking him down as soon as possible once he drops, especially given that he has charges and he can actually use a pretty massive ultimate on us as well. So we're doing work. Doc Ock obviously is a good focus here because he's going to get some synergy bonus with Green Goblin. Definitely focus on him. If you have to, you might want to turn me to rewind with Mr. Fantastic there just to make sure that he doesn't get a turn, as he can actually flip the debuffs, right? So that's very important that he does not do that. Otherwise, if he does, you might have a harder time just to persist through the last and final wave here. So Doc Ock goes down, and I believe, yeah, the last and final wave here does spawn, and this is where you want to take everything on Green Goblin Classic. Although he's immune to things, you just want to be using everything on him, such as inflicting that trauma. Again, he's dangerous because he has those charges that he can whip out at you. And then as well, we want to be also being mindful of that Namor. That Namor still has not got a turn in terms of using his abilities, so that's really, really important to control that. And now, only one charge left on Green Goblin Classic. You want to make sure you waste that, and that way, at that point, then you can actually start using some crowd controlling on him, such as stunning and so forth. So this is a good time. Mr. Fantastic with the special, the stun there, and then now it's pretty solid, right? You were able to stop Green Goblin Classic from using his ult, which is very, very important because I think I actually got blown apart with his ultimate once. So you definitely want to make sure he does not get to use that. Otherwise, you might have to reset. And then we do cast a ability block on him as well, just to make sure that that's not going to hurt us here. Now, you do have a little bit of options. You can choose to use some of your abilities here, but you also want to be mindful that you might need some of these abilities later on for the last and final node, being Odin. It's pretty hard, to be honest, to do it in one shot, so make sure you guys are not letting any of your Illuminati die. You may need your Illuminati in the last and final node. I didn't find that out till later on, so highly important, guys. If any of your teams drop here, or maybe you have someone that's on the bench like Iron Man, then that's good. Just make sure you have a plan B, because if someone dies here, that might actually cap you later on when you have to face Odin in node 10. So just something to be mindful of. Try not to make that mistake. I didn't know until later on, and thankfully my team was actually in a healthy place, as you can see right here. Chances are one of the Iron Patriots will get their ults off. As you can see, it didn't do much. And now we're just biding our time a little bit here, finishing off Green Goblin Classic, and then finishing off the second Iron Patriot, and then now just using our basic abilities to clean this up. So yeah, there you guys have it. This is a wrap here of node 2, and from all the nodes I did, I felt like this one was probably the hardest one, so I definitely wanted to make a standalone, but I'll be back with more content on the other sections that were difficult as well. Hopefully this is helpful, guys. Again, difficulty 15, all packs activated with the exception of the HP bonuses, just because I felt like that was going to be what was reasonable. I may or may not try again, but hope this helps out. Good luck with your guys' run as well. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.